luck?
Yep, all of it bad.
You tried Washington?
I have been lobbying every government politician, anybody that'll talk to me for most of the morning.
And?
Jackson's going to be here to collect the Porchenkos this afternoon.
That's what I was afraid of. All right, how are we going to stop him?
I'm not certain we can.
You can't be serious. You're just going to turn the Porchenkos over to the DVX? Robert, why don't you just kill them yourself? That's what's going to happen if they're sent back to the motherland.
Now, look, will you calm down?
No, I won't calm down. I'm not about to let Jackson just walk away
And
with
neither
them.
am I.
But you just...
I just said that I wasn't certain we could stop him. I said nothing about not trying.
So you do have a plan?
More of an idea at the moment. However, I'm going to need you and Celia to help me pull this one off.
Pull what off?
Saving the Porchenkos from the DVX.
What's wrong with it?
Of course.
You do realize how risky it's going to be.
I told her.
Absolutely. Why else do you think I agreed to help out? I love risks.
Holly.
I know. I'm not really doing it because of that.
No?
Well, not totally, anyway.
You don't know how relieved I am to hear that.
It's a very worthwhile cause.
Yes, I should say it is. I can't imagine anything more worthwhile than saving 2 lives.
And what about Celia? Is she in on this?
She will be.
You haven't discussed it with her yet?
No, but she doesn't have much choice. If we don't do something, we're all but sentencing the Porchenkos to death.
Jimmy. Hello, Celia.
Robert?
Doctor, Mrs. Porchenko?
Commissioner.
Any problems?
No.
Good, well, I'll take them now.
Okay, sure you want me to stick around just in case?
No, they'll be all right here. You can go.
Okay.
Thank you. Right. Undersecretary Jackson will be here with the DVX representative shortly. We don't have much time.
Right.
It is time to say goodbye, Mr. Brent.
Dr.
I am
Porchenko.
very grateful. I am very grateful. It is not your fault.
We will always remember. We will always remember what you have done on our behalf.
Yes.
Oh, Grant, I only wish,
I know this has been very difficult for you.
So Porchenko, I'm so sorry.
So are we, Celia. So are we.
It's hard to believe I may never see you again.
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure of that.
What do you mean?
Well, you never can tell. You might just be seeing the Porchenkos sooner than you figured. Good afternoon.
Can I get you gentlemen anything to drink?
I'm afraid we're not going to be here long enough for that, Mrs. Scorpio, but thank you for the offer. Well, I trust we're all set.
As we'll ever be.
Well, glad to see you've come around.
What choice did I have?
None whatsoever. You both realize, of course, that I had no choice in the matter either. I'm simply obeying a directive from the highest echelon of the State Department. My hands are tied. I sympathize with the position you're in, but believe me, it is every bit as awkward for my government as it is for you. I hope you understand that.
No. No tears. No tears. We accept our fate. Do something.
You do something. She's yours now.
Please.
May I take her upstairs?
Upstairs? Why?
Well, look at her. Oh, she's hysterical. If you leave her alone, there's no telling what might happen. Please, just let me take her upstairs, help her wash her face off, and she'll feel a lot better in a few minutes.
Well,
You're
all right.
useless in a situation like this.
All right, but only for a few minutes.
Thank you. Come on, come
I am prepared to go. But I would like to spend a couple of minutes with my friend, Mr. Scorpio.
Absolutely not.
Why?
He has done my wife and I many favors. I would like to talk to him alone.
For all the good it did you.
Don't blame yourself. What I feel in my heart, I cannot say in this company.
Then it will have to remain unsaid. Well, what can you expect, Doctor? I mean, My government has no respect whatsoever for human rights, at least where individuals are concerned. The Undersecretary here will accord you about as much understanding as he will a condemned man on his way to the chair.
What harm can it do? Do you want us to step into the next room?
No. We'll do that. I don't want to put you to any trouble. This way, Doctor. We'll go into the communications room to say our goodbyes. That's if you gentlemen don't mind.
Get on with it, Scorpio.
I don't like this.
Relax. It'll all be over shortly. The least we can do is let them go with dignity.
That's the way out. Now, tie me out.
How can I ever thank you?
Hurry, please.
Oh, my God.
All right. Now, you can get out here. Grant will be waiting for you, all right?
Commissioner.
There's no time. No time, Grant.
Thank you.
Move it. Come on. Your move, DVX.
Will you get on with it?
I'm trying. This is some knot. Then what happened?
Mrs. Porchenko attacked me. She took me completely by surprise. I was trying to help the poor women, and she just turned on me. The next thing I knew, she was tying me up and escaping out of the window.
And what did you do?
Well, I screamed for help, of course. But with this gag, well, I'm not surprised you couldn't hear me. I didn't think you'd ever get here.
Neither did I. Now, Mrs. Scorpio, will you please hurry up and open the door to your husband's communications room?
Communications room? Why?
Why?
Scorpio went in there with Porchenko.
Oh, whatever for?
That's what we intend to find out, if you will ever open the door.
Oh, I hope he's all right.
So do I.
Oh, why would you be concerned about Robert?
Robert? I was referring to... Mrs. Scorpio,
The door?
please.
I hope I can remember the combination.
I thought you said she knew it.
Thought she did.
Well, it's been a long time.
Hurry.
My fingers are moving as fast as they can. It's my brain that's a bit slow.
Yours and mine.
Sorry?
Will you please concentrate on opening the door?
Oh, what do you think I'm trying to do?
What happened? That's what we'd like to know.
Guess I must have been knocked unconscious.
How do you suppose that could have happened?
Porchenko must have hit me when I turned my back on him and then escaped.
Gone. Both of them.
Oh, gee. That's awful.
Yes, isn't it?
What are you going to do now?
I intend to get to the bottom of this if it takes all night. Now, which one of you wants to go first?
We've been over and over all of this.
And gotten nowhere.
Did it ever actually occur to you people that we don't really know anything?
You're treating us as if we're the ones who escaped, not the Porchenkos.
You got away with something.
It's almost dinner time. Robert and I have had a very trying afternoon. I really don't see the point of continuing this investigation. Do you?
Absolutely not.
Now, why aren't you people out chasing the Porchenkos instead of grilling these two innocent victims?
Innocent?
Well, you don't think I knocked myself out, do you?
And it would be physically impossible for me to tie myself up like that.
Obviously. But it is equally clear that neither of you put up much of a struggle.
Well, the Porchenkos tricked us. What can I say?
You can start by explaining to me how a former agent with your training could have been fooled by a civilian twice your age and with half your expertise.
Well, hey, look, is it my fault I'm out of shape? I mean, look at this, will you? It's Flab City here. I mean, I'm not a spy anymore. I leave that to the professionals.
I'm warning you, Scorpio. If I find one shred of evidence that leads me to believe that you...
I wonder who that can be.
Excuse me.
Hello, Robert. I hope that we're not early.
Early?
Well, for drinks and dinner.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. What, with all the excitement, it sort of completely slipped my mind.
Excitement, huh? What happened?
You don't know.
Why would I know?
Because you're involved. That's why.
Involved in what? Robert, what is this gentleman talking about?
The Porchenkos have disappeared.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible. What happened?
We were hoping you might tell us that.
This is the first I've even heard about it.
Odd you're being so close to Dr. Porchenko.
Well, he certainly hasn't contacted me. I can assure you of this, though, Undersecretary Jackson. If either one of them tries to get in touch with me, you and the State Department will be the first to know.
Yeah, well, I won't hold my breath. Let's go. We're not getting anywhere.
Better luck next time, gentlemen.
Luck, Commissioner Scorpio, had nothing to do with it.
I don't think, Jackson. I don't think that man likes us.
There's no sense of humor at all. You should have seen the look on his face when you realized the Porchenkos had disappeared.
Good work. We pulled it off.
Right.
I've got the Porchenkos stashed away in another hotel. They should be safe for the night.
Excellent. Well, I reckon that's one problem we can deal with in the morning.
Another day, another adventure.
As you say.
Willard, are you ready to leave now?
Celia, we just got here.
I know, but I'm a little tired. I've had about all the adventure I can take for one day.
Well, we may be in deep trouble.
Maybe.
All right, but, well, it was worth every minute of it.
Definitely.
Definitely what?
Worth every minute of it.
Right. For the sake of a case of a bit of adventure? Huh?
What difference does it make?
You know, I have a sneaking suspicion you wouldn't have cared which side you were on. Holly Scorpio, adventurous for hire.
That's not fair.
Fair, no. True, yes.
I don't deny that I enjoy a bit of intrigue every now and then.
Every chance you get.
But helping the Porchenkos was different. This was especially satisfying because it was a question of justice.
You soldiers of fortune still care about that sort of thing?
Well, you ought to know. But what could happen to us, Robert?
We could get a divorce over your incessant thirst for excitement.
No, really, I mean it. Can Jackson really prosecute without any proof?
Well, I don't know. But I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Tonight?
I seriously doubt that.
Well, good, because then we shall worry about it tomorrow. Tonight, we shall celebrate.
My kind of adventure. When do we get started?
Watch carefully. You can take notes if you like.
What happens if I've forgotten my notepad?
Well, we'll just have to go over and over it until you know it by heart.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh, Mr. Jackson, nice to see you. Please do come in.
A beautiful day, don't you think? Really can't beat these cool, crisp autumn days.
Let's dispense with the weather report, shall we? The two of you tricked me. You got the Porchenkos away.
Did we do that, dear?
Oh, I doubt it, dear. Do you have any proof, Mr. Jackson?
I know you did it.
Still, my wife does have a point. What you think you know and what you think you can prove are two different things altogether.
Go ahead, play games with me. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get away with it.
Get away with what?
For your information, I have operatives looking for the Porchenkos. It's just a matter of time before they're found.
Well, I'm sure your operatives are very thorough, but I'm a little confused. Are you suggesting that we help you?
What I'm suggesting is that you can ease your responsibility by confessing. You tell me everything you did, and I'll do my best with the State Department.
Do your best to what end?
You make a full confession to me now, and I'll persuade them at State that it was just a matter of misplaced zeal.
That's very considerate of you.
Will you have a deal then?
I doubt it, unless, of course, my wife wishes to make a statement. Do you, dear?
Well, I would be delighted to, but I have nothing to tell him that he doesn't already know.
What I know is you haven't heard the last of this. I promise you, both of you, you're going to be very sorry you ever got involved with the Porchenkos. And you can count on it.
Well, I thank you both for coming.
Always a pleasure, Lee.
Maybe not this time. I had a visitor.
Jackson?
Jackson, a very disturbed Jackson. He began by asking me to suspend you.
That figures. What were his recommendations for Holly?
There was nothing that specific, but he made it very clear that he considers you Robert's accomplice.
Accomplice in what?
In flaunting government regulations. Just for openers, did you?
Lee, look, you know what happened. Is it our fault that the Porchenkos attacked us?
Without any provocation.
If they did.
We just said they did.
We told you about it before.
Yeah, I know what you told me, but I suspect that what actually happened was quite different.
You, doubt the story?
Let's just say that I think you may well have been part of a plan.
On the record, we deny that.
Vehemently.
Well, on or off the record, Robert. What you did out of conscience has become my problem. And at the very least, a severe reprimand is in order right now. You cannot take the law into your own hands. And you know how ridiculous this is for a mayor to be having to be telling his own police commissioner this?
Even if that law requires that a harmless elderly old couple are going to be sent to certain death?
Robert, that's not your decision to make. Come on, the law's the law.
Then damn it, that law ought to be taken into question and not the lawbreakers.
Then you're admitting that you did, in fact, break the law?
I'm admitting nothing. Holly?
I did nothing wrong.
Look, Lee, the only thing I can add to this is that if you want my resignation, you shall have it on your desk.
That's very dramatic, Robert.
Not intended. It was a sincere offer.
Well, I'm inclined to refuse it. Correction, no, it doesn't tempt me at all. Look, it's bad enough having government officials hounding me. Why should I give them any satisfaction? And I neither need nor want headlines. This whole thing is unfortunate all around.
Well, we heartily agree with that.
Then I guess there's nothing more to say.
Well, yes, I have something more.
What's that?
It's a warning, Robert. You cannot play fast and loose with the federal government and expect there will be no consequences. Now, can you understand that?
I consider myself warned, Mr. Mayor. Holly, let's go.
He's been scowling ever since we left Lee's office.
Is it any wonder? I found the whole experience quite infuriating.
Yeah, well, I do, too. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Sure.
How far do you think the government will pursue this?
I don't know. They could push me to the limit.
Does that disturb you?
Only if the consequences disturb you.
How do you mean?
Well, our lifestyle would change appreciably. How would you feel about that?
Robert, I don't give two hoots about our lifestyle. You mean material things, right?
It's part of it.
Well, then I think I should tell you right here and now that there is no material thing or lifestyle that I would like that is more important to me than human lives.
Remind me to remind myself how lucky I am
Lucky?
to have you. Now, if that's Jackson, I'm ready for him.
Me too.
Ah, come in. You were wondering how it went.
Well, so far, so good. The Porchenkos are now safely in the quarter-main basement.
And no problems with the family?
Well, Edward did his usual grumbling, and of course they all wanted to know what was in the crates.
And you told them furniture.
You bet. In fact, Alan helped me to get the crates downstairs.
Good. Sit down.
Well, it won't be good for very long. We can't keep those Porchenkos locked up in the basement indefinitely.
No, of course not. What about food and water?
I told Edward that we'd be making trips back and forth.
And he brought that?
He seemed to. I just explained that we'd packed some things we hadn't intended to, and we'd be returning to sort those things out.
Well, that'll do for the moment. But Celia's right. This is just a temporary solution. We must find a more permanent place to put them.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that myself.
Any ideas?
Unfortunately, no.
We're just going to have to put our heads together and come up with something. Well, there's something else I think we should think about, too, and soon.
What's that?
Protecting ourselves, Robert. We're getting into this deeper and deeper, and if we don't completely extricate ourselves, we could all end up in a lot of trouble.
Yes, and the Porchenkos are in a lot of trouble right now.
Well, I know, but that doesn't mean that we have to be as well.
Celia, I think you're wrong. I think that helping the Porchenkos is worth anything.
Yes.
Any risk we have to take.
And any consequences.
Yes, that's all very well and noble. But I still say we're headed straight for disaster, and now is the time to stop it.
Your coffee and nice fresh croissant for Monsieur le Commissionaire.
I'm going to pass on the croissants.
Oh, Robert!
I know. Lots and lots of waste. There are thousands of little frogs out there hungry for those croissants.
Actually, I was worried about the Porchenkos going hungry.
I'm sure Grant and Celia provided for their breakfast.
We don't even know if they managed to get dinner to them last night. I'm really worried.
Darling, Grant and Celia are nothing if not very resourceful.
And the Quartermains are nothing, if not very cagey and a touch paranoid. I mean, how many trips can Grant and Celia make to that basement without arousing suspicion? Maybe that's it.
Oh, listen, I better get that. No. Scorpio. Yeah? Today? Certainly. All right, you tell the mayor I'll be there.
Something wrong?
I've been summoned to the mayor's office. I wonder if it's about this Porchenko involvement.
But you've already been chewed out about that.
I know, it's what concerns me. There really isn't anything else left to say.
Probably nothing, or something very dull like the budget for next year. Why couldn't it be with the budget?
Holly, I've already told you. Lee and I have had our department meeting. The budget was fully discussed.
All right, then. By a process of elimination.
Can we forget about this?
I just don't want you to be worried.
I'm not. Whatever will be, will be.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
I can't think of a better way. Now, meanwhile, I'm going to the office. I'm going to do my work, and by noon, the suspense will be over.
That's it.
What?
The meeting is at noon. Lee's office at noon. He wants to have lunch with you.
Lunch wasn't mentioned.
It's only logical.
Darling, whenever I have lunch with Lee in his office, his secretary asks me what I want from the cafeteria. I usually reply, corned beef on rye. But she never fails to ask. Sweet little thing.
Well, I'm sorry.
About what?
You're going to be stuck in Lee's office without having any lunch.
That's the least of my concerns.
Oh, you are concerned, then?
I'm worried. Jackson or some other person from the State Department may have found a way to apply more pressure to him.
There's no reason to think that it is concerning the Porchenkos, though.
I could think of a reason.
What?
I've just had a rather jolly thought.
Oh?
You recall the other day that I offered Lee my resignation?
Right, and he refused to accept your offer.
Maybe he's changed his mind.
Oh, no, that's preposterous. Lee would never let you go.
Look, I can't be bothered second-guessing this whole thing. I'm going to work.
You call me as soon as it's finished.
Where are you going to be around lunchtime?
Right here. I'm not budging from this house until I know what's happened.
Okay. You don't seem surprised to see me.
I'm not. I fixed you some brunch or whatever you want to call it at this hour.
Did you know I'd be home so soon?
Ramsey called. Lee said that the meeting had been pushed back and that it was going to be here now, and the mayor's office called a second time to say that Lee would definitely be here by 3:30.
Wait a minute. Aren't these those bloody croissants from this morning?
There's sandwiches now, Robert.
Waste not, want not, I guess.
Actually, I'm glad you're here.
You may not be. I've brought home a trunkload of work, and you may not see my face for hours.
Oh, no, I know that. It's just that I'm really worried about the Porchenkos.
But what have you heard? Do you know something?
No, I haven't heard anything. That's the point. I've been trying to call the gatehouse every 5 minutes, and Celia isn't answering. And Grant isn't at the hospital either. What if something's gone wrong? That must be Lee. I'll get it, Robert. Aha, Mr. Mill.
Holly, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Lee, you made it. That thing with Ginny Blake must have been quite a marathon.
I think I would rather have run a marathon.
That bad, huh?
Well, it's that repetitious. I suppose those people know what they're doing, but it beats me.
I think our mayor could use a cup of coffee.
No, I have been coffeed to death at that studio.
You sure?
Oh, positive. But look, this isn't going to take long. It's just some rethinking I've done since our last encounter.
Well, I'm going to excuse myself then. I'll be upstairs if you need anything.
Sure. This, Porchenko matter still on your mind?
What else?
Some unfinished business between us?
I think so.
You have the floor.
Do you think I was unreasonable the other day?
Well, look, I can understand where you were coming from.
Well, you made it very plain where you were.
We were both very plain.
I'm just not sure I was plain enough.
Oh?
Robert, I want you to understand that I think you've done a remarkable job for this city, especially considering your background.
Which now seems to be a liability if I read you right.
Yes, where the Porchenkos are concerned. I know that your training with the WSB has colored your judgment and got you into this mess.
I prefer to think that Jackson and company created this mess.
But I'm just anxious not to be a part of it any further, Robert.
Okay, I understand. So, you say you've been doing some rethinking?
Yes. I don't think I made myself plain enough the other day.
Well, I wouldn't say...
No, wait a minute. Now, hear me out. Look, I meant what I said. I mean, every word of it. But I neglected to tell you, despite what I said about what you did and why you did it, that I have every confidence in you as my commissioner.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that, Lee. I'm very happy indeed.
I have every reason to believe that this incident is going to blow over. I mean, it's just a matter of time before the State Department gets off our backs, providing you don't give them any further incentive.
I have no intention of fueling their leaky, outmoded engine. It'll die down.
Robert.
Lee, I assure you.
All right, what is the exact status of the Porchenkos now, Robert?
Hopeful.
Meaning?
Shortly, they will be safe on their way and out of your hair.
What you're telling me is that you're still in this thing up to your neck.
I assure you, that is not the case.
That's not good enough. Now, who's going to take over for you?
Some former acquaintances, underground operatives.
WSB?
Right.
Well, now, what if it's traced back to you?
There will be no shred of connection.
What makes you so sure?
I'll plan it that way.
How?
Whenever it happens, whatever happens, I'm not going to be here.
You're what?
I won't be in Port Charles.
I thought I made this plain the other day. I am not going to accept your resignation.
I'm not resigning.
Why might the devil won't you be here?
Do I have to put it in writing? Mr. Mayor, do I not have your consideration? Am I not overworked? When was the last time Police Commissioner Scorpio took a decent vacation?
I love you, Robert. I love you so much.
Is it me or is it my vacation?
Well, I love you here in Port Charles, but I love you even more on a plane or a boat going somewhere wonderful.
Oh, do I get a choice in all of this, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Tell you what, I'll decide where we're going, but you can decide how we get there. Is that fair enough?
Do I get to pay the bill?
Well, if you insist.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm relieved. I thought you'd make a big fuss about it all.
Not this time.
Well, I guess you probably need a few clothes, maybe a trunk or two full.
No time for shopping.
You really sure you want to spend this little time in Paris?
Well, it is the city of lovers, isn't it?
Anywhere I'm with you is the city of lovers. Hello.
Robert, I'm calling about the Porchenkos.
Well, are they all right?
Well, so far, yes, but Grant and I can't carry this off much longer. You've got to do something.
Celia, look, calm down. Now, I had no intention of dooming them to a life in the Quartermain basement.
Well, then when?
Listen to me, will you? Just sit tight. Keep doing your best. And tell Grant that I'll work out something.
When?
Look, just a matter of days now before I put it into action. Please, bear with me, Celia.
Okay, put your coat on.
Why?
Because we're going to the travel agents to stock up on brochures.
Oh, can't we do that later?
Absolutely not. Well, unless you want me to make all the decisions on my own, no problem.
Huh? Hey, wait up.
Come on, Robert, be there. Answer the phone.
There you are. Our passports. But I warn you, they're just about to expire.
Me too. Yeah, what? No. Just keep trying, all right? Yeah, I'll hold. When's the expiration?
It's just a few days, but I just don't want to go through that awful process again.
Well, let's hope you don't have to.
What's the problem?
The Porchenkos, what else?
But I thought you'd found somebody to take care of them.
I do. Get them out of the city, nice and safe, and start in a whole brand new life.
Oh, that's going to be such a load off our minds. We can't have a perfect holiday with the Porchenkos hanging over us.
Well, we're not quite there yet.
Why?
Well, there's no guarantee I can contact these people.
Robert, you're making me very nervous.
Look, let's all think positive, shall we? And maybe with our collective brainwaves working, we can surge through the telephone lines.
Well,
Yeah, look, I understand about that. The car's no problem at this end. Okay. Now, listen, just give me the address one more time.
I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah, what was it? Okay. That's, all right.
Right.
Hello, Holly. Any update on the connection for the Porchenkos?
Yes, Robert's on the phone about it right now.
Right. Yeah. Got that. And listen, since we won't be talking anymore, I'll say this now. We're deeply indebted. Bye. Grant. Perfect timing, my man.
Good news, I hope?
Got it right here. We're all set.
You did it.
Fantastic!
All right. Now, listen, this is the closest thing to an underground railway that I could find. All very above board, nothing shady, run by decent, caring people.
Helping other decent, caring people.
Right. Now, listen. When I give you these instructions, you memorize them and then...
And then burn them.
Right. You understand there can be no leak back to these other people, otherwise it's going to jeopardize the whole operation.
Of course. Go on.
For that reason only, you only give the Porchenkos verbal instructions.
I understand.
I'm sorry I can't give them my blessing in person.
Robert, no apology necessary. We never could have pulled this off without you.
Pleasure, and I mean that.
Now, I better get moving with this thing right away. Thank you, one and all.
All right.
Now, my little beauty, I have you in my clutches.
Oh, no doubt you will have your wicked way with me in various corners of the earth. I suppose the struggle would be useless.
Absolutely useless. I'm going to spirit you away to Paris tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited. You really think we can make that last plane?
Absolutely.
Great. Well, let's pack then. It won't take me long because I know just about everything I want to take with me already. Oh, Robert, come on.
I've got to get my overnight bag out of the closet, but I'll be right up. Go on.
Okay.
Up, yep. Move it there. Yeah, it's a sweet little thing.
Robert Scorpio, por favor. Luke Spencer. Gracias.
Who is it?
Oh, they hung up.
Oh, I hate it when people do that. It's so tantalizing.
Probably the wrong number.
It's probably the right number and another problem for you.
That I don't need.
Don't need. You don't have time, Mr. Scorpio.
No, we mustn't panic. We have hours to do our packing. As a matter of fact, I was thinking we could probably start the holiday right now.
I detect a tone in your voice. What do you have in mind? That, huh?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Well, let's have more of that than this.
Mind if I leave my suitcase here?
Please do.
Oh, go away.
Sí, operator. Puedo esperar. Puedo esperar. Somebody's got to be there.
No more.
Ow!
Oh.
What is it?
Robert? Robert?
Luke? How do you get interrupt me at a time like this? How goes it, mate?
Listen, I'm in Mexico.
Yeah, well, don't drink the water.
Save it, man. I'm running from a murder charge.
What?
I was framed. Listen, Laura and I were in Texas, and there was this family heirloom that was stolen from these people, and listen, I can't go into it right now. It's too involved. But the thing is, I was framed.
Okay, what can I do?
I don't know, but I don't know where to turn, man. I need some help.
You got it. Can you get to Mexico City in the Pedernales district?
Yeah, Mexico City's not far from here. Well, what's there?
Sean Donnelly, old WSB buddy of mine. Used to be my boss. He's your man.
What'll I tell him?
Just get there. I'll take care of the rest.
Okay. Thanks, Robert. Thank you.
Listen, I'll meet you at Donnelly's villa tomorrow.
Yeah.
You take care.
I will. Thanks.
You're still beating around the bush. What kind of trouble is Luke in?
Well, he didn't elaborate, but apparently he's in Mexico and he's in some sort of a jam.
Well, what on earth is he doing in Mexico? And why do you have to go there?
Well, it all started in Texas, actually.
No, I'm confused.
You did Texas, you know, that big place, this side of the border?
Yes, I know Texas.
Well, anyway, he and Laura were in Texas.
Yeah, well, what happened?
This new family they befriended, they had a family heirloom robbed.
What kind of family heirloom?
Well, he didn't say, but apparently he chased them. And he finished up in Mexico.
So now, tell me about this mysterious trouble he's in.
Well, again, he didn't go into it. However, he's in Mexico and he's being chased by the police. That's bad news.
Great, so he just calls out for help from Robert. Wonderful.
Well, what else is he going to do? And right off the bat, I think of sending him to Donnelly.
That's not a name I recognize, Donnelly.
No. Sean Donnelly, old WSB mate of mine. Retired now. Living the good life in Mexico. Yeah. Anyway, I've got to get down there and see what I can tell.
Yes, I heard, and I'm going with you.
Oh, no, you're not.
Why not? We can have our vacation in Mexico instead of Paris.
But look, I know you've got your heart set on Paris.
Lucky for you, I'm so flexible.
Darling, look, we don't have to let this ruin our holiday.
Darling, I hear Mexico is quite lovely.
No. That's really not what I meant. Look, this south of the border caper, Donnelly and I will have it wrapped up in a couple of days. Then I'll be able to meet you in Paris. I know you're dying to go there.
Dying would be putting it a little strongly.
You know, the more I think about this, the more sense it makes.
Why?
Well, look at it this way. You'll be getting there ahead of me, paving the way, scouting around. You'll be able to check out all the good shops, all the good restaurants, places to see, places to go, you know, etc.
You're just saying this to make me feel better, aren't you?
Truth of the matter is, I'm trying to make myself feel better. Look, I don't want to be schlepped all around Paris with you with your face stuck in a traveler's guide or a map. You know, when I get there, your every wish is my command. Aren't you just a little bit tempted?
What? A little bit tempted.
It's all said then.
Robert, you sure it is just one day?
Look, believe me, I'm sure.
Well, if it's any longer, I'll be finding the couture houses, and you know what that means, don't you?
Ugly. Be most unbecoming for the Port Charles Police Commissioner to wind up in the French debtor's prison.
Well, consider yourself warned.
Right, well, I've got to go on the pipe and book a flight. Yeah, this is Commissioner Scorpio here. I need to get a flight to Mexico as soon as possible. Yeah, tonight's perfect. There is? Great, I can just about make that. Fine, you book me onto that, will you? Thank you. Right, I've got to leave in 5 minutes if I'm to get to Kennedy to get my connection to Mexico City.
I'm going to get dressed.
Sure. In a few days' time, we're both going to be in Paris.
It's all right, really, and I wish you good luck with Luke. Oh, Frisco.
Hi. Is the commissioner here?
Oh, I'm sorry, you just missed him.
Is there any way I can get a hold of him somehow?
Well, not unless you're in the mood to fly to Mexico. He just went down there to help an old friend of his, Luke Spencer.
Mexico? Maybe by the border of Texas?
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I just have Texas on my brain lately, so...
How come? Something happened in Texas? That's what you wanted to talk to Robert about?
Yeah.
Why?
I should have listened to my instincts and talked to him before this.
Why don't you tell me? Maybe I could help.
No, I really need to talk to your husband.
Oh, come on, try me. You obviously need to get it off your chest.
Holly, I don't know.
So?
This is pretty weird.
Oh, that's all right. I like weird.
It's about this friend of mine. She's in trouble.
Police kind of trouble? Or...
No, it's complicated. You see, it all started in Texas at her grandmother's inn. There was a robbery there.
That robbery didn't involve a family heirloom, did it?
How did you know that?
This is amazing. Luke just called Robert from Mexico this afternoon. He was telling Robert about a robbery in Texas.
Right.
Apparently, Luke has been following the thieves.
From Texas to Mexico?
Well, that's what I gathered.
Well, where in Mexico exactly?
I don't know, but I heard Robert telling Luke to meet him in Mexico City at Sean Donnelly's villa.
Who's Donnelly?
He's an ex-WSB chief. Robert used to work with him. You've got to tell me everything you know, and then when Robert calls me next time, I can tell him about all of this.
Now, this stays in the family, whatever I tell you.
You have my word.
Sit down again. This isn't going to be easy for you to believe. I mean, I've had a lot of trouble with it. Okay. This friend of mine...
What?
Well, she's been staying at her grandmother's inn recently in Texas, the Inn of the Secrets. And she made her way back to Port Charles here. You know, with what you've just told me, it makes Felicia's story seem even more real.
So you think that Luke is after the men that stole that valuable heirloom from Felicia's grandmother?
Must be.
Okay, look, I'm going to pass this on to Robert as soon as I hear from him.
What am I supposed to do in the meantime?
Well, I'd advise you to keep the girl in your apartment, protect her as best as you can, and if Robert has any other thoughts, I'll get in touch with you.
Oh, wait a minute. If you do call, make sure that you don't hang up, but if you do leave a message, don't say it's from Holly Scorpio.
Right.
Tell you what, just call me at the station, okay?
Okay, listen, I promise not to upset your balance.
You know, I'm really glad that you got me to talk about this.
Yeah, I'm pleased, too.
I'll tell you, you know, that girl, keeping her under wraps, you don't understand. You know, she's really something.
Yes, you can't have those thugs back on her trail.
No, she's her own worst enemy.
Well, then it's up to you.
You know, it's finally sunk in. This thing is more dangerous than I ever thought it was. I don't think I can handle it by myself.
Well, you were very smart to come here.
It was desperation, not brains.
Okay, listen, you just sit tight.
Right.
And wait until I get in touch with you, all right?
What else can I do, huh?
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Bye. This couldn't possibly take more than a couple of days. I'll meet you in Paris.